Well, let's go back to the start of it. Like, how the hell did this thing even start? Did you start right out of school? Did you work for somebody else for a while? Where'd you start
Um,
out?
yeah, I started right out of school.
Okay.
Chiropractic was a second career for me.
Oh, really? Okay.
So, yeah, absolutely. I was in business first. Then I went into chiropractic. I was just looking to be into medicine and I didn't love blood and guts. So I thought, hey, and I love chiropractors. I mean, I've been to a chiropractor my whole life, right?
Yeah.
So it was really a part of my healthcare. And so I chose chiropractic for, and also because I feel it's most powerful. We have such a huge amount of musculoskeletal injury in this country being poorly managed or not managed at
Yeah.
all. It's just ridiculous. So
Sure.
I thought I'd go dive into where I thought I could make the most difference for people. That's really why I started. My experience as an athlete helped program what I thought care should look like. I had worked with a chiropractor when I was a rower for University of Victoria,
Wow.
even though I'm too short to be a rower. But I was anyways. And he did a technique called active release technique, right? And I thought this is a game changer because we all have that story, right? Where we've had an injury forever that wasn't getting helped. And
Hmm.
mine was the same. So he
Yeah.
phenomenally helped me with soft tissue active release technique. And I thought, okay, so that was always going to be part of my practice.
Mm.
And yeah, so I popped out of school and, hung my shingle. And
Yeah.
that was
What was the first clinic like? Now you have multiple rooms, you have a lot of square footage, you have a lot of people. But what was it to start?
Yeah, 750 square feet. I had one treatment room, no reception, no rehab space, nothing. I had an office. Yeah, it was tiny, right?
Yeah,
And
I've seen this
I,
story before. Would you have linoleum floors, or were they like nicer than that?
I think it was actually carpet.
Fancy.
It was
Yeah.
so fancy. Yeah, but yeah, I dove in with that and started delivering my chiropractic active release
Hmm.
exercise rehab model. And it grew pretty quickly in popularity. I was
Yeah.
starting out when CrossFit was starting out,
Okay.
and
Nice.
CrossFit knew about active release technique.
Yeah.
And so I got pretty hit by CrossFit early, which was great. It
Hmm.
was a great practice builder for me. But yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say it was a speedy start. Like every practice starting, you've got to do a lot of work.
What were some of like the big early on? So early in those days, going from zero to your first one or two employees, what were some of the things you realized? When did you get the confidence to hire? Because I think that's a sticky point for a lot of people is you get in that weird space of I can't grow until I, hand off some work, but I can't afford to hand off some work until I grow more. How did you handle that transition?
Just bullheadedness
Okay.
primarily. I believe in making fast decisions and then pushing them through.
Okay.
Kind of. And obviously, I fail sometimes, but for me, I was very aware of the fact that I couldn't grow without employees. So you have to take the leap of faith.
Was that your previous career in business? Did you kind of see that more clear than I would guess some of your peers that you graduated with or some other folks were? I don't know. Did you ever look at them and think like, this is not a hard decision? I don't understand why you're getting stuck here.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, and
Okay.
maybe that was it. I mean, I have been self-employed really my whole life. So
Yeah.
I'm sort of used to managing that space a little bit
Mm.
more. And I'm sure that was quite helpful for me. But yeah, I mean, I hired a front desk person immediately.
Okay.
It's important first hire was hiring my first athletic trainer.
Okay.
Yeah.
And take us through that. Like, what were they hired for, and when did you hire them? Was there like a patient visit marker, like, hey, this 100 visits a week, or something that you were like, I'm going to do it, or
Not at all. No. I mean,
okay, good.
no, I didn't have that clean of a marker.
You are the definition of an entrepreneur. Like, I feel like it. It's a good time.
I'm just going to go for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I will point out that Washington State is unique in that they've worked with Premier Blue Cross, which is one of our biggest insurers. I think
Okay.
close to 60% of my patients are with Primera. And Primera has authorized the use of athletic trainers to be
Okay.
billed underneath a chiropractic license. So it's a really nice arrangement. But to
Mm.
be honest, all insurers except for a couple have that. If you look at the delegation of duties with insurance, who can do your exercise therapy in your practice, most have either an athletic trainer. Some don't have any particular requirement, but athletic
Hmm.
trainers are incredibly well trained people who are relatively, I don't want to say inexpensive, but they are relatively inexpensive.
Affordable.
They're underpaid, really.
Yeah.
So I was able to secure an amazing athletic trainer and pay her well. And
Mm.
together we went wild with rehab.
Yeah.
And because with her there, I was able to shorten my times with patients and have her fill in the rehab space. And then the model appeared really, and that was within, I don't know, the first probably 4-ish years of practice, I would say, or no, less than that, maybe 3 or I can't remember, somewhere around the 3rd or 4th year I hired her. And then things grew like crazy.
Thanks for tuning in to this episode of Trust Driven Insights, brought to you by Trust Driven Care. Imagine a world where all your patient communication is in one place, seamless, effortless, and on autopilot. That's the power of trust-driven care. If you're ready to streamline your practice, check out trustdrivencare.com and see what's possible. Trust-driven insights, real conversations, smarter care, stronger business.